in this topic, we're going to understand the meaning of obliques. So this is a very practical topic, and we use it in English also a lot. This is when we say, when we convert the he to him. So let's say you want to say a sentence like this: Ravi gives water to him. You wouldn't say to he. You're going to change this to him, and that's what we're going to understand in Hindi. How do we say to him? So let's immediately jump into this. The to him word is, of course, it becomes him to, like we always invert the preposition, right? This comes later, and that word is usko. So usko, that's what this means. To, this word is to, this word is to here, and this is him over here. So this means to him. Okay, now let's also think about to her. It's the exact same thing. As you know, us hasn't changed. We've done this in the possessives topic. Usko can also mean to her. So usko can mean to him as well as to her. Now, let's see how we can use it in a sentence. So let's use the same sentence here. Ravi gives water to him. So I think you can construct the sentence yourself as well. Give means they, right? So see if you can try it, but if not, we're coming in just a quick second. Here it is. Ravi deta hai. Ravi deta hai. Ravi gives. What does he give? The water. So pani deta hai. Okay, pani means water. Ravi pani deta hai. And then you can also pause this, by the way, and review it this way. So that's also good practice. Ravi pani deta hai to him. Usko. Ravi pani deta hai usko. So you see the structure is the same. Ravi gives water. Ravi gives water. To him becomes usko. Now, this is the suggested way to start understanding these obliques. Okay, the better, I would say, the more academic way, the more textbook way is you put Ravi usko pani deta hai. Okay, Ravi usko pani deta hai. Now, how do you know where the usko comes in? It's always in Hindi that we will put the humans in the front. So Ravi to her or to him gives the water. Ravi to him. But my suggestion is you want to think about this for the purpose of this session. You want to think about it this way. It'll be much easier for you to understand and construct the sentences. Otherwise, it'll be a little bit harder for you, but you can give it a try if you want to try the other way. Okay, so here it is. So to him or her is just usko. You just want to remember this one. Very, very important. You'll hear this all the time now that you know this. Okay, let's try one more. Let's say you want to say Ravi. Let's try Radha. Radha asks a question. Radha asks a question to her. So how can we say this? If the word for ask is pooch, ask is pooch. How can you say the sentence here? Ravi asks a question to her. Sorry, Radha asks a question. Radha poochti hai. And that's all you need. Radha poochti hai. And then you can say a question here, which is saval. And then, of course, towards the end, you can say usko. Ravi saval poochti hai. Usko. Ravi सवाल राधा सवाल पूछती है उसको. My bad. Radha, you can also say Radha उसको सवाल पूछती है, and that's also super acceptable. This is also good. Radha उसको सवाल पूछती है. Okay, I think you'll remember usko from uski. So let's remember usko means to her or him, and then uski means of her. Okay, like uski ma. So this is a common confusion where people confuse the usko with uski, uska, uske. Okay, so be careful with that, please. Usko is to her or him. Then can you guess how can you say to them? We've done this in the possessives. Remember, we drop the s and we make it n. Unko means to them. Unko means to them. Okay, so how can you say the sentence? Bata means to tell. How can you say to tell? How can you say Asha? Name of a woman. Asha tells. Asha batati hai unko. Asha tells her. Asha batati hai unko. Okay, you can also say Asha unko batati hai. Asha unko batati. Like this is also correct. Okay, in our flashcards and memorizers, we've used it this way because this is the textbook way of doing it. But of course, you'll hear people put the unko in many, many places in the sentence. Okay, let's do usko and unko we've done. Let's do to me, and that is the main is I. This becomes mujhe. Mujhko means to me. Okay, now for the advanced people who might also know this, for the others you can ignore it. It's also mujhe. Mujhe is also good, but for now, for the purpose of explaining grammar, we will only use mujhko. Okay, now it's easy. How can we say this sentence? Let's say you want to say Amit gives a gift. Amit gives a gift to me, right? So that'll be Amit gift. The word for gift is bhet, but that's not as important. Amit gift देता है. Amit gift देता है. Okay, Amit gift देता है मुझको. You probably said this already. Amit gift देता है मुझको. All right, let's move on now to another one, which is of the same type, which is hum. Humko. Very easy. Humko is to us, and you'll use it the same way. Aapko is to you. Aapko is this way. Okay, let's try it this way. What would this mean? Amit kya पूछता है? Amit kya पूछता है आपको? To you. Amit kya पूछता है आपको? See if you can interpret what this sentence means. Remember, the kya word means what, and pooch means ask. Okay, so see, comment below and see what would that mean. All right, let's move on to the next part, which is Amit kya पूछता है. Now we're going to come to another part, which is us se. All right, us se means from her or him. From her or him. Okay, so we've got a few other ideas as well. So usse means from her or him. All right, so let's try one sentence this way. You want to say lay means take. If lay means take, how can you say Priya takes coffee from her, right? Think about it for a second. How can you say Priya takes coffee from her? So you will say Priya coffee leti hai, and then you would say us, not usko. Of course, it's going to be us se. So these are all the prepositions that we've done before. To is from, and se is, my bad, to is go, and se is, go means to, and remember, se means from. Okay, so these are the main concepts here. To is go and se is from. Now, this is a slightly advanced topic these next few minutes. So if you want to skip to the next part, the next few minutes, you can go ahead. But there are certain words where you will use, instead of ko, you will use se. And we're going to cover this specifically in another topic in more detail. But remember, you can say the sentence this way, Amit mujhko bolta hai. And that's okay, because Amit says to me, Amit mujhko bolta hai. But here you can also put mujh se. Remember, there will be certain places where you will see in the memorizer, it's mujh se instead of mujhko, and that's also acceptable. What are those verbs? Those verbs are bol, which means to speak. Kaha, which is a difficult word for many people. It means to say. Like you said, how are you? So something like that. Say, how are you, right? You use this word. And then the last one is pooch, which means to ask. Okay, so these places you can say, Amit mujhse bolta hai. You can say, Amit mujhse kehta hai. Amit mujhse पूछता hai. Hopefully I haven't lost you on this. These are only advanced concepts. You can just use ko for now, and that's fine. Now let's look at the next idea of OSCO, and which is the 3 super important exceptions. Now let's look at the next idea for this, the final idea for this session, and those are the 3 exceptions where you will use OSCO. Extremely important, okay, to understand these. Very commonly used. So the first one is to want, and that word is chahiye. Okay, you just want to memorize this word. Chahiye means want. And in this case, you will use it this way. Mujhko chahiye means I want. Okay, there are other ways to say mujhko, like mujhe, but you just say mujhko chahiye. Mujhko chahiye means I want. And what would this mean? Mujhko pizza chahiye. That means I want pizza. Now, if for the more logical of you, if you want to understand what this can be mapped to in English, it would mean by me, the pizza is wanted. Okay, so chahiye can kind of be represented as is wanted. Then this whole structure makes sense. So the pizza is wanted by me. You can think of it this way, mujhko pizza chahiye. Okay, so let's practice a few. How can you say she wants a taxi? She wants a taxi. Okay, so remember, you want to say usko, that comes at the start, chahiye at the end, and in the middle, you're going to say, usko taxi chahiye. Okay, see if you can interpret what this means. Aapko kya chahiye? Aapko क्या चाहिए? Okay, आपको means you. In this case, it's you. The way we're doing it, it's the exception. Remember, चाहिए means wants, and what do you want? That's what it means. Okay, so we've got want, and the two other ones are like and also to know. So let's look at the second one now. Like. Okay, this is पसंद है. This means to like. Okay, it's the same idea. Remember how we did मुझको चाहिए? Instead of चाहिए, now you're gonna say पसंद है. Like so. मुझको पसंद है. And what do you like? You can put in anything here. मुझको बिरयानी पसंद है. Right? मुझको movie पसंद है, etc. All of these ideas will work here. मुझको movie पसंद है. What would this mean? आपको क्या पसंद है? This is a very, very conversational sentence. आपको क्या पसंद है? Somebody asks you, आपको क्या पसंद है? मुझको रोटी पसंद है. I like roti. मुझको रोटी पसंद है. All right. So this is how you say the second one, pasand hai. And the third one is malum. Malum means no. Okay. It's the same idea. Once you grasp this idea, it's the same. So you will say mujhko malum hai means I know. What do I know? I know the address. Okay, mujhko address malum hai. The word for address, if you want to know, it's pata. Mujhko pata malum hai. You can also say mujhko malum hai, mujhko story malum hai. The word for story is kahani. Okay, how can you say you know? So you want to use the co idea again. Is the oblique at the start? Remember, these are the three exceptions. It's different than the other sentences that we've done. Okay, but very common. Aapko malum hai? You know. This is what it means. Do you know this? Aapko malum hai? Do you know this part? And then you want to say aapko kya malum hai? What do you know? What do you know? Okay, etc. So the three things that we did were, the exceptions are chahiye, which means to want, pasand hai means to like, and malum hai means to know. Okay, so these are the important ideas. You want to understand these three ways. So now try to see how you can make these sentences. Okay, try to understand what I am saying, just listening and understanding. Okay, what would this mean? Humko malum hai. Humko malum hai. I'm going to write it down now. Humko malum hai. Okay, next one. Mujhko pani chahiye. Mujhko water chahiye. Pani means water. So see if you can say mujhko pani chahiye. All right, that means I want water. Mujhko pani chahiye. Next one. Shreya ko kya pasand hai? Shreya ko kya pasand hai? Okay, see if you can answer these. Post them in the comments. So we've done some extremely important ideas. This is by far one of the more complicated sessions as of your knowledge right now. We've done usko, and that means to her, to him. We've also seen usse, that can also mean to her, him. Note that you can use these ideas for every single preposition you know. Uske saath, we've done this before, is with her, and we will cover this very soon in the upcoming session. But for now, just understand this. And then we did the three exceptions: chahiye, which means to want; pasand hai, which means to like; and malum hai, which means to know. Right? So with that, we can conclude this session. The next session is going to be a very interesting one. We're going to cover another tense, and we're going to see how that tense works out. It's going to be a lot of fun. So talk to you soon.